In our last video, we went about as far as we needed to go on Lapeer going west. And now we're back to 24th and Lapeer, and we'll be going south for a little bit, and this pretty much concludes the last leg of our video series. But there's a few things to see here before we get to the end. Let's take a look here on the right-hand side. That'd be the west side of the street, just beyond the gas station. There's a blue building. And as we look here, we can see that this building is a bar called the Outpost and features some karaoke and some live music. At one time, this was known as Dutch's Log Cabin, and it looked more like a cabin. It was also known back then as the Nashville of the North because of the national country music acts that were featured there. Here you can see a ticket from Dutch's Log Cabin featuring Roy Drusky. And here you can see one of his record albums. The owner of Dutch's Log Cabin had a special connection to folks in Nashville, Tennessee, and therefore was able to bring some really great acts into the city of Port Huron. Some of these you certainly might recognize. So let's just look at a few of these artists that was brought into Port Huron by the owners of Dutch's Log Cabin. Here is a young Loretta Lynn. And if you're a country western fan, you certainly remember little Jimmy Dickens, who you see here. Ernest Tubbs. A young Hank Snow. Carl Smith. Dal Reeves. Ferlin Husky. And last but not least, Tex Ritter. Dutch's Log Cabin was a very popular place back in the 1940s, 50s, 60s. I don't know if it went any further than that because my directories don't go any further than that. But certainly a place in Port Huron that showed unique country western talent. Alright, as we leave the Outpost, if we look over to the left, you see a very large parking lot. And in the back of that parking lot, you see a complex. It's actually a retail complex today, with several things being located there, including Big Lots and Save Lot Groceries and some other retail establishments. But at one time, this complex was a Kmart store. Today we're very familiar with big box stores, but in Port Huron this was a first, Kmart. And people couldn't even realize what the concept would be. They were certainly anxious to go to that grand opening to see what it was like, and they weren't disappointed. Today in that parking lot you see a Taco Bell and you see a Tim Hortons, but originally they weren't there. Matter of fact, they needed that parking lot, especially at Christmas time, all the way out to 24th. This is what it looks like today, looking down from the satellite view. But years back, when this store was built, it looked more like this. No Taco Bell, no Tim Hortons. And this building over here you see on the left is still there today. It looked like this in this photo, but today it looks like this. Randy's Rentals. Today you can see the signage out on 24th Street, actually sitting in front of the Taco Bell pretty much. And it says the different retail establishments that are there. But when Kmart was built, the signage looked like this. Kmart Plaza. Here's a look at the side of the store where the automotive department was. And you can see the paving of the parking lot isn't done there, all the rocks and debris. And if you look in, going a little closer to this, you can see that they sold the Fisk tires. Here's the only picture I have of the inside of the store, and this is the snack bar. Kmart had many promotions over the years, and one of those promotions was having Santa come to Kmart in a helicopter. And it landed right in the parking lot. I guess the reindeer was sick that year. And here we see the Kmart in Port Huron at closing time. or at least in the dark, and it was a pretty bright place. It lit up the area. 24th Street was one of the last areas to be developed because, well, really, in the early years, 24th Street was way out in the country. Nobody in Port Huron would go out to 24th Street unless maybe they had somebody they knew out there. And there weren't many people out there that you knew because there weren't many homes. As you can see from this map from 1894, anything beyond 16th Street was definitely country. In this photo, you can see 24th Street going horizontally, and you can see Lapeer Avenue going off to the right there. And as we go south down 24th Street, you can see there's basically nothing there but fields until you get to the tracks. And that's where the Port Huron Engine and Thresher Company was. It would have been on Bancroft and 24th. All right, moving on from Kmart, going a little bit further south, just about where this building here is, a Metro PCS. This used to be Cal Miller's Fruit Market, and you can see a picture of it here. Before Cal Miller's Fruit Market, it was called the 24th Street Fruit Market. And in this photograph here, well, actually, there's three photographs here, and we'll just kind of scan down them. In this photograph here, you get a much closer look at it, and if you look at the south end of the building, you can see a signage that says Sam and Joe's. Well, you can't see the Joe's, but I happen to know it says Sam and Joe's. And this was a restaurant, one frequented by many of the kids that were across the street at the Port Huron High School. The owner of this restaurant was Sam Cantanzaro, and that's Sam there on the left, along with Frank Cantanzaro on the right. Many people compared this restaurant to the Coney Island. There was also a Sam and Joe's in South Park on Electric Avenue. In this photo here, you see Sam along with his wife Anna, and also with Frank's wife there on the left. This photograph actually looks like it was taken at the South Park location, and according to the photo, it was taken in 1955. This photograph was taken at one of the locations. I'm not sure which one, but it looks like it was taken when they were a little bit younger. And here's one of them working in the kitchen. These personal photographs come courtesy of Bob Cantanzaro and shared by T.J. Gaffney. The next business I have any pictures of is the Wirtz Manufacturing Company. It was a little further south down 24th. And to look at it here, it's a pretty nice looking manufacturing facility, quite updated on the exterior, but it didn't always look like this. At one time, it looked like this. It was much smaller back then. They've really expanded since then, and the exterior wasn't near as nice as it is today. The reason these pictures were taken is because Wirtz was on strike at the time, as you can see from the pickets out front. And as you can see from this photograph, Wirtz is right next to McDonald's. Before McDonald's looked like this, the original McDonald's on 24th Street looked like this. We're very fortunate to have these photographs of the McDonald's on 24th Street. And you can see they incorporated the golden arches in the building of McDonald's here, one on each side. Here's another photograph that gives us a much better view. You can actually see the inside of the building and you can see the folks standing there. Don't really see any tables, although there might be a couple on the side, but not like it is today at all. They use the same photo in this advertisement here. It says, look for the golden arches, and it will lead you to McDonald's at 1125 24th Street in Port Huron. Our McDonald's carryout restaurant features hamburgers, french fries, and milkshakes at low prices with fast service. The high-quality food makes sure you'll come back for more. Where quality starts fresh every day are the watchwords at McDonald's. Well, I guess that answers our questions about the table. This was strictly carry-out. Here's another advertisement. Oh, to be able to get a filet-o-fish sandwich for 24 cents today. And this appears to be their original menu. Wow, look at those prices. Hot diggity dog. Well, I guess there's no dogs, just hamburgers and cheeseburgers. As we continue going south on 24th, we get to the end, we meet Grizzle Street intersection, and near the corner anyway, the northwest corner. This is what's here today. That's the 24th Street Pizza. But at one time, this was Main TV Supply. I don't have a photograph, but I do have a full-page ad that they placed, though this was back 60 years ago, probably. So let's see what the latest and greatest high-tech was during then and what they were trying to sell. I'll let you scroll down here and look at it. It says Lafayette Radio, but they went by Main TV Supply and Electronics. All right, let's go back on the east side of 24th Street, right about across from where Kmart used to be. Today's there's Ted's Coney Island there, but at one time the A&W root beer stand was there. I don't have a picture of the porcher on location on 24th, but I think we can all remember what it looked like. Just across the street from Ted's, there's this establishment here. This says it's a Windshield Donut Shop, and Google even gives us a picture of the inside of the building. And I was going to give you a comparison of what's there today versus what was there in the past. But come to find out, when I went up into the satellite portion of Google, the building's gone. It's been torn down completely. And come to find out, looking at this Times Herald article, the building was torn down to put in a new dollar store, Dollar Tree. So the current picture I was going to show you is now a picture of the past. Before the Windshield Donut Shop, Dawn Donuts used to be at this location. Incorporated into Dawn Donuts was also Chicken Joy. So for a donut shop, they had quite a selection of different things to eat. And as we scroll down here, you'll see some of them. And this is another ad for Dawn Donuts and Chicken Joy. You can see the Dawn Donut sign, and do you see anything wrong with this sign? Well, the T and the S are missing on donuts. I wonder what happened. Anyway, this is a pretty colorful sign. And as we zoom in here, we can switch over to a colors picture and you can get an idea of what it used to look like. Before it was Dawn Donuts, it was the Doughboy Donut Shop. And you can see a picture of it here in this advertisement. And if we zoom in here, maybe we can see one of their donuts. Here's one. Doughboy Donuts. Amazing. Well, it's not a donut, folks. It's one of their promotional frisbees that they passed out. Join me in my next video and we'll look at the Port Huron High School and some of the history that's there and points south.